Hello everyone, welcome back to Love Island, the game season 4. We're on episode 3, Will They, Won't They? It's time to get grafting. There are 4 feisty boys all waiting for you to chat with them. Welcome back to Love Island, where our lovelorn hotties are still looking for that special someone who makes their heart beat faster. I guess you could say Love Island is where sexy singles mingle in search of that special tingle. Some of them are even bilingual. Phew! As my first kiss said to me late at night round the back of the bike sheds after the school disco. That was a mouthful. Previously, the villa was left speechless when Joseph strutted in as a banana. I'm gonna keep saying it, I'm sorry. Hey everyone, it's so amazing to be here. I can't believe we've got a new islander. Alright, maybe speechless is completely the wrong word. More like the opposite of silent, really. Look at his face. Look at his mouth. Ah! Anyway, the villa was driven wild. Could Josa have danced her way into one of the guys' hearts already? Whew, honestly, I thought you were incredible. Coming up, Tabby spills the tea. I don't think he's really noticing me. And Lexi has a friendly chat with Josa. I have a feeling it's not going to be friendly. We're going to have another season 1 Allegra situation where she attacks us for no reason. That's where I feel like this is headed. Let's get it out of the way then. Stay tuned. Josa and Tabby are in the kitchen making everyone a nice cuppa. I wish someone would make me a cup of tea in the morning, but apparently that's not in the budget. I'd storm off to my trailer, but obviously I don't have one of those either. Just this recording booth, and I'm pretty sure it doubles as the storage room for the cleaner. You know what? I'm gonna get my agent on the line. Just as soon as I find my phone, I think I left it behind this mop and bucket. You sit at the counter as Tabby places a tea bag in each cup. The kettle gently bubbles away. You know, I'm actually glad you came into the villa, Josa. I don't know how you're finding it. I know I'd be a bag of nerves if I had to come in as the bombshell. Being in the villa is exciting. It's like everyone here is available and looking for something, and I have a chance to get to know you all and find out which one I want to go further with. Wow, we're very different people. My stomach was in knots just coming onto the lawn in the first day. Just then the kettle clicks. Ah, the water's ready. You pass Tabby cup after cup as she fills them up. 3 to 4 minutes for the perfect cuppa, that's what Mom always says. She washes the cups for a moment. How are you finding the villa? She smiles briefly. I'm all kinds of mixed energy, really. Thrilled to be here, while also feeling like I'm going to puke from the nerves. That sounds about right. I feel like I'd be nervous for a little bit. I'm sure everyone's in the same boat. Maybe some of them are. James seems a little nervous too. But people like Lexi and Will are completely different to me. They're so cool and collected. Lexi? Cool and collected? Yeah, she's sort of the mother bear here, I'd say. She watches out for us. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? And Will, she smiles sweetly but quickly tries to hide it. He's like... She clears her throat. Could Tabby like Will? Ask her if she does. 'Cause I kinda like him. Do you have a thing for Will? She sighs. Well, yeah. We've talked a little, but he's hard to figure out. He's just so aloof. What about Hazim? Oh, we're more friends than anything. And after all, he's got the hots for Najuma. Tabby likes Will, huh? What is it about Will that you like? Oh, that's a tough one. I guess, well, one, he's really good looking. I love his fashion sense. And he just seems mysterious. I feel so silly saying that, like some teenage girl reading a vampire romance or something. Not that there's anything wrong with vampire romances. Except don't you think vampires would be really cold to cuddle? Tabby goes to say something else when Will walks into the kitchen. Her eyes go wide and she sucks her lips into her mouth. Will doesn't seem to notice. He nods at you both. Sup. Okay. How should I greet Will? Well, if we weren't in front of Tabby, I'll give him the same thing. Sup. The two of you stare at each other. No one says anything. You carry on staring. Eventually, Will nods again and goes over to the cups of tea. That was either awkward or sexy. I have no idea. One of these for me? Yes, that one on the far right. It's got a squirt of honey and a splash of oat milk, just how you like it. Oh, she knows how he takes his tea already. All right. I have to catch up. He picks up the cup and takes a sip. A moment passes. Brill, you know just the right amount of honey I like. Tabby beams. He turns back towards you. So, Josa, you missing anything from the outside world yet? Do I miss anything from outside the villa? No, I've only been here one night. He shrugs. People all form different levels of attachment to things. I know Hazim's missing his cat. Or was it a dog? I know he has some kind of pet. It's an iguana. Oh, right. He takes another sip of his tea. What about you? Do you miss anything? Yeah, I miss my art. Ooh. We're both artists. All right. This is the longest I've gone without drawing, sketching, or anything. So, you're an artist? Yeah, as well as an odd job guy of sorts. The art definitely doesn't pay the bills. What kind of art? Acrylic on canvas sometimes, but I'm mostly doing wall mural. Acrylic on canvas sometimes, but I'm mostly doing wall murals at the moment. That sounds so much fun. It's the only time I feel like connected to myself. I see a bare wall, and then I make it come to life, and nothing else around me matters in that moment. But you must know what I'm talking about, Josa. Being an artist yourself, I know exactly what you mean. He smiles. It's great having another person in here who just gets it. He pauses for a moment as if lost in thought, then stretches and lets out a yawn. Anyway, I'm gonna go chill by the pool. See you later. Bye, Will. Tabby sighs. He's so chill. He is so damn chill. Any more laid back and he'd be horizontal. Maybe if I'm lucky, he'd lay back with me. Oh. I mean, like, be laid back with me. She looks off into the distance for a moment before turning back to you and clears her throat. Anyway, I hope it's a girl's choice recoupling next. Oh? Yeah, that means I'll definitely get to pick him, unless I do. Unless another girl goes before me. You don't think he'd pick you if it was a boy's choice? Well, I don't know. He seems quite impulsive. Like, he might pick a different girl in the moment just because of the color of her dress. He'd be like, it totally resonates with me, or something. Her impression is uncanny. Tabby wants to couple up with Will. I kinda wanna be honest. I wanna couple up with him too. I know it's awkward, but I wanna be honest with you. She looks down. That's not looking down! Look at her poor little face! It's okay, I really do appreciate you being upfront about it. And hey, if it's a boy's choice, then who knows who he'll pick. She smiles faintly. Yeah. Have you talked to him about recoupling? Yeah, but he's a very free spirit kind of person. Talking about Will again, huh? You both jump. Whoa, where'd you come from? From over there? Didn't mean to make you jump, sorry. Or my granddad said I always had a habit of sneaking up on people, even when I didn't mean to. It's okay, and yeah, I was talking about Will. Still not sure what you see in him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a cracking bloke and he looks like modern art, but he didn't strike me as your type. Ooh, are these for me? He walks over to the counter with the mugs. Not all of them greedy. Well, obviously, I don't want to imagine what I'd be like after 7 cups of tea. After 7 cups of tea, you'd be probably desperate for a wee. He snaps his finger and taps the side of his head. Josa gets it. I kinda like him. Maybe she can have Will. I don't know. It's the mustache, it just kills it for me. He gulps down some tea. So Hazim, are you gonna pick Najuma? He laughs. You go straight in, don't you? He rubs his chin. But yeah, I fancy her. I've never met someone who's such a ball of chaos and mischief. It's adorable. But look, I just came here for my cuppa. He picks up another cup. I'm gonna find Najuma and see where her head's at. He nods at the two of you and leaves. I suppose you should get going too. There's so many hot guys here, you must be dying to get to know them all better. You know it. You finish your tea and head out to the wider villa. Alright. Do we only get 3 boys to talk to? Boring, but let's go to Will first. You find Will laying down by the pool. His legs dangle freely in the water. You sit next to him, dipping your legs in the pool and watching the water ripple. Hey ya. He grunts. You pause for a moment, allowing him the time he needs to respond. Ages pass. Will? You notice that his eyes are closed. You tap him gently on the shoulder. Whoa. Josa? Hey there, Sleepy. He blinks as the sun hits his eyes. Sorry, I must have dozed off. I was just lying here enjoying the water and suddenly got very cozy. Do you want me to go? No, stay, I'm glad you're here. I'd be woken from a nap by you any day. Except Wednesdays. What happens on Wednesdays? I'm just, harder to wake up then. You know how some people call Wednesday hump day because it's hard to get over? I just call it Will's nap day, and then I go along with it. I just call it Will's nap day, and then I get along with it much better. Good to know. So anyway, now that you have my full attention, what's up? I'd love to get to know you better. His eyes meet yours, and he smiles. He's totally focused on me. I haven't seen him like this before. This feels like a great chance to get to find out more about him. So Wanted to have a chat and see where your head's at. Wouldn't mind getting to know you better. What's the difference? This is fancy. I feel like we should do the where your head's at. Cause wouldn't mind sounds well, maybe we should sound a little aloof with him. Wouldn't mind getting to know you better. Sounds great. What do you want to know? What should I ask? What's your type? The purest form of Love Island questions. He thinks for a moment. Well, my perfect type is one that bonds to a wall on first contact with the undercoat and doesn't dissolve from water. Sir? Sorry, what? A good artist's acrylic is my go-to for mural painting. But for canvas, I tend to stick to oil-based paints. Will, I've tried watercolors, but the tones are too soft for me. Will, I wasn't asking you about your type of paints. He smirks. I know, I'm not dense. I was just messing with you as I don't have a type. I think the concept of types can get in the bin. Will doesn't like the idea of types. Me neither, to be honest. I think there's categories of people. I get where you're coming from. Wait, I'm glad you also think that. I wouldn't bin it completely, but I get it. So, I get where you're coming from. It's like you're limiting your options before getting to know a person. Exactly. What should I ask now? What do you do besides art? Well, I'm a bit of an odd jobs person. I do a little bit of landscaping here, a bit of plumbing and some basic electrical work there. That is a really random bunch of skills. Yeah, the landscaping is self-taught. It mostly requires the ability to think visually, which I get from painting. And the other skills come from my uncle, who was a handyman of sorts. I can't do anything super complicated or involved, but some jobs that people don't want to fork out for an expert on, I'm your person. Oh, and I also play the drums. You make much being a drummer? Occasionally I'm asked to cover for a band. And once or twice I've recorded a backing track. That sounds like so much fun. It is. I may not make the most money, but I have a lot of freedom and outlets for my creativity. What should I ask? We know how he is with Najuma. They just broke up, so I think I've heard enough. He laughs. Sounds like you're interrogating me. So let me ask you something, Joseph. Go for it. What are you looking for in here? What kind of person am I looking for? Oh boy, someone tall, dark, and handsome. A kind, caring soul who looks out for me. I don't know. A wistful, creative fashionista? Caring person sounds nice. He thinks about this for a while. I can see why someone would want that. That seems to be Tabby written all over. He looks over at her and then turns back to you. There's a couple guys in here I could see being good for her. The two of you sit in comfortable silence for a moment. Okay, well, I have one last question. Are you going to ask how I'd feel if we coupled up? How would you feel? Oh, yeah. Well, you know, anything is possible. Charming. Well, since getting to know you a little better, sure, why not? You nod your head slowly at him. You have trouble with commitment, don't you? He shrugs. What is commitment, really? Commitment is... seeing something through to the end. Ah, like when I paint a mural. At some point, I get bored and want to try something new or start from scratch, but I know I'll be happier if I keep going, and I always am. He smiles. So you believe in the together forever thing? Yeah, I think it's really special when people make that commitment to each other. I see. He thinks for a moment. So what do you think commitment is? I don't know, honestly. I think of my parents when I think of commitment. They've been married for decades and are just so in love. I definitely have them as relationship goals. I get concerned when I'm with someone and we butt heads. Me and my last partner broke up after only a couple months. He came home after work and I hadn't finished doing the tidying. So he got super frustrated and we ended up having a row. I realized there and then that if we were able to argue in the so-called honeymoon phase, then we weren't meant to be. So I ended things with them. It sucked, but I couldn't see a future after that. Will dumped his ex after their first argument. I don't even know if I like any of these answers because it depends on the argument and how you handled it. I don't know. People need to voice their feelings? I mean, my parents still do that, but instead of fighting, they calmly sit down and go through their feelings with each other. It's honestly pretty inspiring. I doubt they started off like that though. He shrugs. They've always done it since I can remember. So Will wants a relationship where he never fights with his partner. That's useful to know. You sit back and watch the clouds for a while. When you turn to say something to Will, you find his eyes closed. The sound of gentle snoring confirms that he's drifted off again. Oh, Will. Go to James first. I'm leaving Kobe for last. Maybe we won't talk to Kobe at all. I don't want to deal with another Allegra situation, so I'm going to see how they do it in this story, this season. You see James lying sprawled out across the daybed. He bolts upright as you approach. Hey, Josa, can I join you on the bed? Oh, of course. He He scooches over. You sit next to him. He breathes in sharply. So how are you, finding the villa? He smiles. The villa's like nothing I've experienced before. I mean, how often do you get to just lounge about a pool all day surrounded by a bunch of hot people? Not that I'm super hot or anything. Don't mean to sound so arrogant. James seems a little unsure of himself. You're confident, not arrogant. I don't know what to say. You think? Absolutely. Everyone deserves to be able to say that they're hot. He smiles warmly. Thanks, Josa. The two of you sit on the bed in silence for a moment. Only the sounds of birdsong and the occasional splash of the pool break it. James shuffles in his spot. So, yesterday when we were in the bedroom, was it just me, or was there something between us? What do you mean? Well, I just wanted to know where your head was at. Let's say we had a chance to couple up. Would you? Am I interested in coupling up with James? I'm sorry, but I wouldn't couple up with you. We're gonna, continue considering Will and Hazim, but I'm honestly leaning more towards Hazim now. Because Will is a little too, I don't know. Oh. Sorry, James. You're a cracking guy, but I just don't see myself with you. He takes a breath, then meets your gaze with a smile. Of course, don't worry. I get it. I'm a little confused, but that's normal. He gets up. James, I need to refill my water bottle. He walks off without another word. As you go to get up, you notice his water bottle leaning against the bed frame. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ignore Kobe. 'Cause messy. Continue. You head to the kitchen to refill your water bottle. When did I become so thirsty? Used mugs line the counter next to the sink as if they're in a queue. I hope no one's expecting me to do the washing up just because I'm the new girl. Just then, Lexi enters the kitchen, twiddling her sunglasses in her hands. She flashes you a toothy grin. Hey, Josa. How should I greet Lexi? I'm gonna be nice. Hey, babe. You both air kiss each other's cheek. So, how are you finding the villa, babe? Lexi wants to know how I'm finding the villa. So does everybody. Everyone here is lovely. So far. So glad to hear it, babes. She looks you up and down. So, go on. Huh? She flicks her hair back. Let's get it out of the way. Get what out of the way? She sighs. Come on, no need to be so modest. Yes, it's me, Miss TIBBLESWORTH. Miss TIBBLESWORTH? What are you going on about? Her mouth falls open. Oh, is this a Miss GB situation? Or, the guy who was in the band who I can't remember the name of? She's gonna talk about it. She's someone. So, she's gonna bring it up every 5 seconds? What? You must be joking. You don't know about TIBBLESWORTH? Not in the slightest. Oh my goodness, I'm almost embarrassed for you. Huh? Miss TIBBLESWORTH was only the biggest character on children's hit TV show Mr. Tums and the Swivel Bums? Well, maybe second only to Mr. Tums. You blink. How have you not heard of Mr. Tums and the Swivel Bums? I'm not a kid? Her cheeks flush red. It became a huge sensation. Maybe you'll recognize it from the theme song? She clears her throat. Here he comes, strolling through the enchanted meadows. Mr. Tums, he's looking for his fellows. I don't know how it's supposed to be done, but there you go. She spins on the spot, then does jazz hands. The Swivel Bums! Lexi just sung a kid's TV theme song. I guess I'll clap. You clap Lexi. You clap Lexi. We clap her. Do we now? She gives an overly exaggerated bow. Of course, my rendition can hardly do the original justice, you know. It became this huge meme a couple years ago. There were so many different versions made of it. My personal fave was the 20-hour-long breakcore remix. Such a banger. Lexi takes a breath and stretches her back. Do you, enjoy it? The show's no longer running, but I had such a good time doing it. Knowing that you're making all those kids laugh at home, bliss. But I'm excited to broaden my horizons, do some plays and maybe a crime drama, you know? Oh, let me tell you about one of my favorite episodes. In it, Miss Fuzzy Boots really likes this ball that Miss TIBBLESWORTH has just been given by Master Fluffytail. Wow. Floofytail. She wants it and lies to Master Floofytail, telling him that Miss TIBBLESWORTH doesn't really like it. So Master Floofytail goes and takes the ball back, breaking poor Miss TIBBLESWORTH's heart. He then takes the ball to Miss Fuzzy Boots, who greedily starts playing with it. This plot sounds pretty intense. What is happening right now? But then, just as all looks lost, Mr. Tums comes along and reveals the truth. He's terribly disappointed in Miss Fuzzy Boots and banishes her to the land of never playtime for 1 whole week. The ball is returned to Miss Tibblesworth and Master Floofytail apologizes. She breathes in. I don't know why that story resonates with me so much. She looks at you. I just find it relevant to a lot of situations in life. Because you think I want Kobe. I do not. Is Lexi saying I'm Miss Fuzzy Boots? That was a good story. Cool story, bro. Isn't it just? Before either of you can say anything, Lexi's phone rings. Pings. Pings. She turns to shout at the others. Everyone, I got a text! The others slowly shuffle their way into the kitchen. What's it say, babe? Wait till everyone's here, Mr. Impatient. Is that another one of those big cat characters you used to be? Lexi laughs and gently smacks Will's arm. No, silly, behave. You catch a glimpse of Angie as she rolls her eyes. Why did Lexi tell me that story? I think I'm gonna need to keep an eye on her. Josa, are you listening? What? She beams a smile at you. I'm reading the text now. She theatrically clears her throat. Ahem. Islanders, tonight there will be a recoupling. Gosh, how fun. Gosh. Whoa, that's huge. She winks at Kobe before reading on. As the new Islander, Josa will be the first to pick. Please get ready and meet by the fire pit. Ooh, okay. I don't know who I want to pick. She slows her reading. Hashtag who will she pick? Hashtag who will be left single? She looks up from her phone at you. Her already fair skin seems just that little bit paler. Who will Josa pick indeed, Lexi? Personally, I don't know who I'd pick. Miss Fuzzy Boots does have those lovely socks, but Miss Tibblesworth has that great ball. Maybe I'll settle for Mr. Tums instead. Coming up, Will throws his hat in the ring to be my best man. I'm not great at speeches or anything, and it's all in Josa's hands. The person I'd like to couple up with is... Make sure you don't miss it. Who do you guys think I should pick? 'Cause I was so set on Will, but Hazim seems a little fun. The mustache is killing me, but I might be able to get over it, and maybe some new guys will come in. I might just go with Will just because that's where I started, but I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Hopefully I get this uploaded before I move on to the next one. Maybe I'll just decide for myself. I don't know. Let me know you guys' opinions. I forgot to make my screen big, but hope you guys are enjoying so far. I missed Love Island. It's only been like a month and a half, I think, but still. I'll see you guys in episode 4. Bye-bye!